Hey everyone, and welcome to We Cyber You Unlocked. This is where we break down the tech that protects your digital world. Today, we are unlocking one of the absolute cornerstones of cybersecurity, encryption. Think of it as the invisible armor that's working for you every single second you're online. So what is it really, and how does it keep you so safe? Let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with a simple idea. Imagine you have an unbreakable digital safe for all of your most important information. That, right there, is basically what encryption is. It's the silent guardian protecting your private messages, your bank details, your photos, everything. But how does this digital lockbox actually work? Well, it all starts by answering this one really important question. If someone who shouldn't have your data gets their hands on it, how do you make sure it's completely useless to them? I mean, completely worthless. This is the exact problem that encryption was designed to solve. And here's the answer. Encryption is, at its heart, the process of scrambling information, turning it into a secret code. It's the foundation of modern digital security. It makes sure that only the people you want to read your data can actually read it. To everybody else, it just looks like a bunch of random digital gibberish. This is where the magic really happens. You take your normal, readable message, we call that plain text, and a mathematical process scrambles it into something called ciphertext. As you can see, it's just a total jumble of characters. And that's the whole point, to make the data completely unreadable without the one special thing that can reverse the process. So if encryption is the lock on that digital safe, then what's the key? Well, that brings us to the most important part of this whole thing, the cryptographic keys. These are the secrets to locking and, more importantly, unlocking all of that protected data. A key is really just a unique piece of data that tells the algorithm how to scramble and unscramble your information. Now, the real genius here is that the strength of modern encryption keys is based on math problems that are incredibly hard to solve. Think of it like this. It's easy to multiply two gigantic prime numbers together, but it's almost impossible to take that final number and figure out which two primes you started with. That one-way street is what makes encryption so incredibly strong. Now, there are basically two main flavors of this. First, you've got symmetric encryption. This uses one single shared key to both lock and unlock the data. It's super fast, which makes it great for encrypting huge chunks of data, like all the files on your computer's hard drive. But then you have asymmetric encryption. This is the real game changer for secure communication online. It uses two keys, a public key that anyone can use to lock data and send it to you, and a private key that only you have to unlock it. This is what keeps you safe when you're shopping or banking online. And while all this might sound super technical, the amazing thing is you are using this powerful technology all day, every single day, and you probably don't even think about it. You ever see that little padlock icon up in your browser's address bar next to a website? That's HTTPS. That's encryption in action. Sending a message on WhatsApp or Signal? Those conversations are end-to-end encrypted. Buying something online with your credit card? Backing up your files to the cloud? Yep, encryption is that silent guardian working in the background, keeping you safe every step of the way. So, okay, we get it for our personal stuff, but why is understanding this so important right now? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. You can think of encryption as supporting the three main pillars of digital security. First, confidentiality, which is just a fancy way of saying it keeps your secrets secret. Second is integrity. This guarantees that the message or file you receive is the exact same one that was sent, with no tampering along the way. And finally, there's trust. All of this together builds the trust we need to communicate and do business securely online. To put it really simply, encryption is our number one defense against a whole host of modern threats. It's what stops someone from snooping on you when you're on public Wi-Fi. It's what makes a stolen database of customer info basically worthless to criminals after a data breach. It shields you from all sorts of nasty stuff. But, and this is really important, you have to remember that encryption isn't some magic silver bullet. It is incredibly powerful, but it can't protect you if a clever phishing email tricks you into giving away your password. So you see, it's a crucial tool, but it has to work together with you being smart and aware online. So if there's just one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this idea. A thief can break into a building and physically steal the safe. They can carry it away. But without the key, the valuables inside are completely secure and totally worthless to them. That is the real power of encryption. And that really gets to the heart of modern cybersecurity. Look, we have to assume that eventually bad guys might get in, breaches can happen. So the goal has changed. It's not just about building bigger walls. It's about making sure that if someone does get over the wall, all they find is a bunch of unreadable, useless junk. Encryption makes that possible. So now you have a much better handle on what encryption is, how it's working for you, and the critical role it plays in all of our digital lives. If you enjoyed this explainer and found it helpful, make sure you follow our channel so you don't miss out on more deep dives into the world of cyber. And for even more in-depth content like detailed guides and articles, you can always find us over at our home on the web, wecyberyou.com. Thanks so much for tuning in for this explainer.